Hello and welcome to another update video about gold. Yeah, it's getting interesting. It's getting interesting because we're pushing against the limits of that pivot, of that ceiling around 1940, 1939. We moved up. So the current expectation or the current count, the current primary here, if I zoom out a little bit for everybody who's new on the channel, is that of the November lows, we rallied in a wave one. That's sort of what I can reasonably defend and what is sort of the scenario we're in at the moment. Wave one to the upside. We came down into our support or trend reversal area and we did reverse. That was the expectation, that this would provide the support to see at least some kind of a reaction. I then gave you a target or resistance area for a B wave because the move of the end of February lows, this rally can be counted like an ABC correction. And that's why I gave you resistance for the B wave. The B wave should ideally not break above 1940 and it got rejected there. But the way it's going, it doesn't really show a lot of weakness, which is why we could possibly already look at something more bullish, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. That would be great because in the end, the overall expectation is higher prices. The only question is for me, does the rally start, or did the rally start from here? Or do we see that C wave low and do we start a rally from there? That all is valid as long as we're holding 1694. The Elliott wave count forces me to change my view if we drop below 1694. Because it could very well be, and that's the, let's call it the bearish alternative. So this is the bullish count. There's two possibilities in the bullish count. There's actually a third one, but I don't want to confuse people and it doesn't really make a great difference in the short term. So there's two bullish ones and there's one bearish one, of course, here, in that we moved up in an ABC, that this was just fourth wave basically, and we're now coming down in a bearish count. Here, for example, a wave one, this would be a wave two, but also here it's rallying against the limits. And the next sell-off should be a third wave. Now, until we get there, we won't know the difference between the bullish count and the bearish one. But if we then don't start to rally in a large third wave, but instead see something corrective like this, that would then put much more emphasis already on the bear count, even before we break below 1694. So we will be able to tell probably, looking at the context and the price structure here, okay, we have to expect another drop to new lows, sort of $1,580, $1,600 level. So that's sort of what we're looking at here. Of course, the bearish one is still a possibility. In my opinion, less likely, but still a likely possibility. We need to be prepared for that. But there's no point showing you a detailed bear count as long as we're holding over support. So that's the point I need to make here, because in terms of trading, I mean, we are holding above a key support area. So we rallied, made new highs off the November low. You can count it impulsively. So you have to basically expect that this is support. Eventually it might break, it might not break, but that I can show you 10 counts, no point. So we want to look at the more, the one that actually that's tradable. So yeah, that's but yeah, just be aware that below 1694 the bears will easily get in control. I mean, that's still high risk at this stage, but yeah, it will get lower risk as soon as we break above the wave one high at 1977, but we're not quite there yet. So let's zoom in a little bit. Again, first possibility of the bullish count here would be that this is indeed just a B wave. I'm still leaning towards that, but if we see a much stronger push here and if we rally above 1940, then this will become an impulse, a wave one. We can count this as a 5-wave move as well. So that's the thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count it as a 5-wave move. I can count it as a wave one. And the move down, which will follow, if that makes a higher low, this will be a wave two, new trade setup, right? So that's what I'm looking out for. So at the moment, we rallied potentially in something impulsive. I mean, eventually the idea is that the green support area is providing support for us in this wave 2. Again, the question is wave 2 here or here. In the end, you will only know afterwards. Yeah, you don't normally wait for confirmation to make a trade, because when you have the confirmation, the price has already rallied. So this was a possible area to scale in here. I mean, anybody who did that would now be nicely in profit. We are now in resistance. So what I would normally do, had I traded this, which I didn't, then I would scale into support, except that not all of my positions will get filled, and scale out of resistance. In this case, probably while holding a core position, because this could just break through and escalate. At the moment, between both bullish scenarios, very similar probabilities, I would say. Yeah, I would give the direct breakout much more emphasis if it wasn't the case that you could count it so nicely as an ABC as well. So we just need to have a bit of an open mind. So what do we need to look out for now? Well, first of all, a break above 1940, direct breakthrough, would put emphasis on the scenario that the wave 2 was already in here. For now, I assume it's just a B wave to the upside, and the reason is that to count all of this as a wave 2, it just didn't really break down enough. Well, it did sort of, but ideally I would like to see these reach the 50% retracement, and it missed it by well, $10, $20, okay? It's close, but yeah, that's just sort of they are the little subtleties I'm watching out for that influence probabilities. And either way, I think we're fairly close now to a top here anyway. So if we don't get above 1940, then it will depend on how does the pullback now develop. If the pullback is going to be like illustrated here in 5 waves, and if we get very close to the 8th of March and 28th of Feb lows, then it's getting more likely that the yellow count is going to play out and we will reset, or we will have a lower wave 2 as indicated here. If, however, we make a higher low and we will find support in the region between, let's say, 1877 and 1838, then this will indicate that this is already a wave 1 to the upside. We're coming down in a wave 2, and the next wave would be a wave 3 of 3. So get ready, because this means a strong rally. So they are the key things to watch out for, the key levels that you need to know. So I hope you liked the update about gold. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.